entrepreneurship. It isn't just about starting a business. It's about solving problems, taking risks, coming up with new ways to make life better. And ultimately, it's about prosperity. I'm Steve Forbes, Chairman and Editor-in-Chief of Forbes Media. My family has been studying entrepreneurs for over a century. My grandfather, B.C. Forbes, started this magazine in 1917 with a simple but powerful mission: to spotlight those who create happiness through enterprise. That mission still guides us to this day. So what makes a successful entrepreneur? How are those skills developed? And who benefits? This is what we want to explore. Entrepreneurs come in all shapes and sizes, but the most successful share a few key traits: perseverance, creativity, and the ability to turn people's needs into opportunities.
Around 2015, Steelhead Coffee was born, providing our version of how we think coffee should be expressed. The plan was quit my job, jump all in, throwing caution to the wind and just going through that wall and let's see what happens on the other side. And that's what I felt like my wife and I did. Hey guys, welcome. We're serving really good coffee. We're sourcing really good ingredients for it. And we're working hard to make sure that our hospitality is great. We, in the course of 3 years, opened up 3 locations. Yesterday, I signed a lease on a 4th. I can't think of a more important product in terms of community and neighborhood than coffee, and so that's why it's special.
Today, when businesses are offering things like self-driving cars, coffee sounds like the exact opposite of innovation.
You don't need to invent an entirely new category or market to create meaningful innovation. Some of the most transformative ventures are derived from business model innovation, from rethinking distribution channels, improving accessibility, redesigning the customer experience. It's less about the what and more about the how and the execution. And that includes futuristic products like self-driving cars and AI, and everyday products as well.
Products like Pepperidge Farm's whole wheat bread, the Barbie doll, and even frozen French fries were simply new ways to improve upon existing products.
In 2017, we made the decision to get into roasting. Nick Rodriguez, my ops director for the Steelhead Coffee concept, and we decided to form a partnership and create Penny Coffee Roasters. What are you roasting right now?
That's this year.
Okay.
Our favorite.
It's a vertical integration to buy from ourselves.
When we talk about how businesses grow, we often use 2 terms: horizontal integration and vertical integration. Horizontal integration means expanding across the same level of the value chain, adding more of the same thing. For example, a coffee shop buying or opening new locations to increase market share and reach more customers. Vertical integration, on the other hand, is about going up and down the value chain to gain more control. Instead of relying on outside suppliers or distributors, it brings those functions in-house. So that same coffee shop might decide to start roasting its own beans, or might open its own distribution network or online store.
Penny is trying to create exciting coffee that people can connect over, and that'll eventually build neighborhoods or communities. We opened the first location in 2019, and our second location opened up last year. Yeah, so this is Penny Coffee Roasters' 3rd location in Monrovia, California. This used to be an auto shop. We got big plans for this place. We're moving from an 800 square foot space to a 5,000 square foot space. We're excited about it.
John had a vision, but more importantly, he acted on it. He took a risk, and that brings us to a key set of principles. Entrepreneurship is the backbone of the American economy, which has long been the most innovative and largest in the world. America has more billionaires than any other nation. We have more millionaires too. According to the Federal Reserve, almost 1 in 5 American households are millionaires. This wealth originated in business. But for every successful business, there have been countless failures, sometimes at great cost. So what motivates someone to try their hand at starting one? In the late 1700s, Scottish Enlightenment philosopher Adam Smith made a simple but profound observation. In his classic book, The Wealth of Nations, Smith pointed out that people are motivated to offer goods and services out of self-interest. But self-interest doesn't mean selfish. It's not only about making money, it's also about the fulfillment that comes from achievement, realizing a vision, and doing things well. Today, Smith is widely considered the father of modern economics. He recognized that a country's true wealth does not come from hoarded gold or natural resources, but from commerce, people meeting each other's needs, buying and selling in free and open markets, and being rewarded for it. To create a business, an entrepreneur must gather resources, calculate costs, and find people willing to pay more than those costs. That's profit. The entrepreneur can then keep the profit or reinvest it in the business so the business can grow. Profit's not a dirty word. It's proof that you've created value. In a free market economy, no one can make you buy any product or service. Customers only pay when your product makes their life better, because self-interest is on both sides of commerce. It motivates the customer as well, whether they need a new phone, dishwasher, or a cup of coffee.
If you like adventure, continue on the path of opening your own business. There's just a lot of different things coming at you that you can't necessarily hire somebody to just take care of that. You got to take care of it yourself. Whether it be social media to at the same time getting a text that the air conditioning's down. You got to be able to pivot real quick from one hat to another. Our first day, we opened the door, okay, we're open, turn the open sign on, and nobody came. I was like by myself for the first hour. But we dropped leaflets off at every house. Hey, we're open now. Savings, a lot of elbow grease, and being smart with how we spend money was a key to success to keep the business going, and now we're 10 years old. If you're looking for a crowning moment where you can sit back and say, I did it, I'm the king or queen, it's not gonna happen. You gotta have a passion for the fight and a passion for the adventure of it.
Success starts with mindset. Be curious, be persistent, learn from others. That is exactly what we do in our series, Steve Forbes on Achievement, where I profile entrepreneurs who have seen great success, telling the stories of people who recognized the need and filled it better than anyone else. Like Annie Malone, the first African-American woman millionaire. She created hair products that met the needs of Black women. Fred Arnold, an artist and World War II hero, invented a light, easy-to-carry chair for people to use at the beach. It soon became a staple of summer vacations. These entrepreneurs don't just serve their own interests, they create jobs along the way, with opportunities for vendors who supply their materials, employees who make or sell the product, and everyone in between. In the 1800s, John Deere created the steel plow that helped turn the American Midwest into the nation's breadbasket. He created jobs and opportunities for countless employees and so many others. His company became the John Deere of today, which employs around 80,000 people. The truth is, by the numbers, most startups fail. Maybe they ran out of money. Maybe the customers they envisioned really weren't there. Or maybe the entrepreneur gave up too soon.
Roughly 20% of new businesses close within the first year. About 50% of new businesses fail by the end of year 5. And then by 10 years in business, the survival rate drops further. Around 34% of firms are still operating after 10 years.
Successful entrepreneurs overcome obstacles through tenacity, creativity, and at times sheer luck. Creativity is central to entrepreneurship, not just in thinking up a business idea, but in overcoming all the obstacles. Estee Lauder, the hair and skincare giant, began by mixing her own skin creams. Her products were adored, but she couldn't convince the major department stores to sell them. and so she pioneered the use of free samples to get customers to look for the Estee Lauder brand. People were soon asking Saks, Bloomingdale's, and Neiman Marcus to carry Estee Lauder.
You gotta learn. You gotta learn how to adjust yourself and be adaptable. When you open a business, you will fail, bottom line, and it's how you respond. I think that's the best advice I can give somebody. Whether it be leadership or bad business moves or wrong investments or just buying equipment that I brought home and didn't work after all. You know, you'll fail time and time again, and it's how you respond every time that matters. Someday when I pass, that's one of those things I'll hang my hat on, is like, I did that. I was part of folks getting opportunity and being able to thrive off of that opportunity.
The traits that drive an entrepreneur's vision, including resilience and risk-taking, form the backbone of a thriving free market economy. Entrepreneurs don't just start businesses, they solve problems, create jobs, and shape the future. Whether you're already on that path or just beginning to think about it, remember, the spark of an entrepreneur lives in all of us. I'm Steve Forbes.